Good afternoon, welcome to ABC 123 Trader. It's after market hours and I'm doing a video on an indicator I'm going to be putting up on the Discord here right away. It'll be there tonight. I just got to put it into the investors pack so you guys can try it out. So what it is, I wrote this about about a year and a half, 2 years ago, but I never really finished it the way I wanted it. And now it's working the way I want it to work. So right now, all you see, don't look at the colored bars, that's just high volume bars. But what I want to show you are your markings right here. All these little white markings. Basically what I wanted to know, I wanted a dumbed down version of order flow in a ways, such that I don't have to look at every single number all the time. I just wanted to know where the basics are. So with that being said, I'll get into the details. Right now I just showed you bare bones. I'm going to add the options to it so you can understand what I'm going to do. On the options, and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to call it, but anyways, we have high cluster alert, high cluster line, high cluster volume, and I have some filters with some colors. So basically I'm going to start with the cluster thickness. I'm just going to put it to 8 so you can understand what all that does. It's a very simple option just to show where your cluster marking is if you're having difficult looking at the charts. Okay, so I'm going to put it back to a 2 for now. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one at a time all the options. So the very first option I'm going to be adding is basically the volumes. I want to know, oh, not the high cluster volumes, yeah. Yeah, that's correct. It's just calculating right now. So basically I want to show all the volumes. So as you can see, every marking is right at this point. This line, the line in the sand of every marking, is the price point of the highest volume within the bar. That's all I wanted to know. I didn't care about different nodes. I just want to know on every price, and this is on a 1 minute chart, on a 5 minute chart will be different, is I wanted to know where the highest volume is on buying on that particular zone. So for market open, you can't see it on this one because I have yellow bar here, but as you can see marking going higher and higher. You got 332 within this section, 98 here, which is extremely low, but the bar moved, then we get 195, 106. So you get the picture there. But also what I want to know is, because I trade NASDAQ all the time, I wanted to start adding an alert such that, I'm going to keep this high for now. What it will do, it's not going to show it because I just put the number so high. I just want it to load up, and then I'll show everything, the last two options, and then we're basically done on here. So when I put this cluster alert on, what this number means, right now it's at 2,000, but I'm going to put it back to 200. If there are any contracts above 200, I want it to be displayed. Okay, so I'm going to hit apply. Where you're going to see, when it's done doing all its calculations, as you can see, there's a box right here, bigger number 332, saying that was a high part of a lot of volume since this morning. So we started with bars bouncing up and down, 150, 130, 146, quite high numbers compared to overnight session, but finally hits a 300 marker. And then it decided a few more minutes while it was playing to crash. Hits 195, 106, keeps on playing, 141, 177, and right here we got a 262, guys. So even though we hit the bottom at 141, which is still high numbers, you can always adjust your numbers to whatever you want, we have a 262. And then another 232 pushing up. Then we had a yellow bar peak. I can't see that number. I should have changed those colors for you. Let's just do that for now. I'll put it as a... The yellow's really bad there. Let's make it something very easy to see. There, good enough. So, as long as you can see the numbers. And so, as you can see, we're going up and down with different volumes. Now what I'm also going to do, while this is calculating, and let this finish up here. There you go, 168. So what we can do is we can track our numbers. The higher number areas is we're going to expect to stop volume, or a stop volume or a bounce or continuation, depending on, you know, the market structure. So what I wanted is, I have 200 contracts. Anything over 200 I want displayed. I got my cluster thickness. Scan time hours is going to be from a cluster line. Okay, so what the cluster line, all it does is anything there's a high volume node that I say is over 200 contracts, I just want a horizontal line. So I'm going to fill up that horizontal line. We'll go back to market open here while it's grinding away. So you see calculating. And here you go. So I have 332 contracts. Creates a line in the sand. And you can tell it's fighting, and we died down. Keeps on going down, keeps on going down. We have 262. So now we have two lines of reference. Can this contract get up to 332? We don't know. We had 232, so now we have this point of reference plus the top. Keeps on going, doesn't look like it's going to work. We'll see, 168, keep on going, touches 232. So now we can say, is this a point for shorting or is this a point for buying? And it's fighting away, and off to the races it goes. It hits our target. Didn't hit the lower target, did go a little bit farther. You just always look to left to right, but at least we have a reference in the sand while we're looking at volumes. Okay? So now what we do is, because we have 332, but we have 215, it's 12 o'clock at noon, well, it's starting to get weak. Well, we break down here, so can we go from here to here now? Or we do have a high volume bar here, 121 here, 116.32. So we've got some big numbers, but we have to see if there's any blockages. But you can tell there's a lot of volume with mini contracts built up here. So if it does come down, maybe we'll just get a bounce again, and let's see what happens. Does it go up or down? Playing around. High volume 200, I probably would stop right at that, but doesn't matter. We got another 200 or more. 200, just wait. Let me do something here. I'll put it at 199. 199. There we go. I wanted 200 contracts or more. Let's get the second. There you go. There's my 200 marker. So 200 or more. Comes back up. Can we use this line or this line again? Can we hit the marking? Retest the 200, so we could probably buy in again. But look what happens. Right here. Once again, touches the 232 line. Even goes farther down for testing. And away we go. Off to the races. So what you can use that for is, and of course you always look left to the right and look at where our cluster swing lows are. But at least we know there's a reference of super high volume. What we know is with all the other numbers bouncing on. And now what happens is just saying, oh my gosh, look at all these numbers. This is way too many numbers. So what we can do is, I also have a filter saying, if, let's say for example, if it's more than 90 contracts, I'll look at the numbers. Other than that, I don't care. It's just a lot of noise for me. So now we have less numbers. So in the morning, of course, we're going to have a lot of numbers peeking out, by 12:30, look what happens. We have nothing happening. The odd hit, another 95 hit here, 120, 90, boom, boom, down, down, down. Or if you want over 100, whatever filter that you prefer. And then at the end of the day, as you can see, high volume breaking out, breaks this zone, another high volume breaking out, and then bouncing around with a lot of volume to finish the day. So this will be going up hopefully tonight. I'll just say hopefully tonight. I noticed one little bug while I was doing this, especially with the 200 number. And you guys, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Try it out. Take care. Bye.